border. Just this week, 4 illegal immigrants have been accused of separate violent crimes.
In Maryland, a 25-year-old illegal Salvadoran migrant was arrested in connection with the shooting and killing of a 2-year-old child. In Virginia, a Venezuelan migrant charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. In Louisiana, a Honduran migrant was arrested for allegedly raping a 14-year-old and stabbing a man during a robbery.
American people, we are at a very dangerous intersection right now in this country. The intersection of crime and immigration.
Students at the University of Georgia came together to say good things and to say goodbye to 22-year-old Laken Hope Riley.
It is so obvious to me why it feels so dark right now, and that is because we lost one of the brightest lights that there's ever been.
So some Democrats and the media trying to portray the horrific murder of young Laken Riley by an illegal immigrant as just one instance that Republicans are seizing on. But it's not true. There are many terrifying cases that are adding up across the country.
We're getting gang members from Venezuela. We're getting MS-13. I think some countries are actually emptying their prisons like Castro did in 1980 onto the United States. And they come from lawless places. They have no respect for the rule of law or police or authorities. And they pretty much do whatever they please. They live in an underground society. That alone, is a criminal act. I mean, everything's black market. So, criminals, spies, terrorists. And it's a self-inflicted wound on this country.
The mayor of Athens, Clark County, Kelly Girtz, knows this, but held a press conference and lied to his people's faces.
This term sanctuary city doesn't have a sole legal or procedural definition.
Liar.
Many of the elements
Liar.
be time for questions.
You are guilty and got blood on your hands for this murder, sir.
And no policies have been adopted by the mayor and commission that have created sanctuary city status in Athens.
You need to resign.
One protocol that sometimes arises.
Resign
now!
You allow
One protocol.
this to happen. You're fired. You're fired. You need to go, sir. We don't want to hear from you no more. You're not defending us. You're not upholding your oath of office, sir. You are lawless. You are a criminal. We created this government, and we pay your salary. You do what we want you to do, not what you want to do.
This election year, the border is the top issue again. The second biggest concern, the government. See what's going on here? Now, this poll was taken before Biden's migrant murdered a college kid in Georgia and another Biden migrant sexually assaulted a kid in Virginia. So expect these numbers to go up. And it's not just safety. We're losing money. We're spending billions treating illegals like visiting foreign dignitaries, lavishing them with free hotel rooms, culturally appropriate meals, spending money, phones, college tuition, sex changes.
Georgia's governor is demanding answers from President Biden and his immigration authorities.
Laken's death is a direct result of failed policies on the federal level and an unwillingness by this White House to secure the southern border.
Authorities believe Ibarra illegally entered the U.S. in 2022 and has several run-ins with law enforcement since then, but was paroled or released before customs enforcement agents could step in. His brother, who was also arrested for allegedly carrying a fake green card, was also arrested before by local authorities and released.
Americans are sick and tired of being lied to by pathetic politicians who think we can't read the laws they write behind our backs. We investigated Georgia law. The state prohibits sanctuary cities. But these wicked little mayors, like this guy, while everyone's distracted, create loopholes to prevent their towns from working with ICE. So they can brag about how kind and compassionate they are towards migrants. And then when Americans are murdered by migrants, these fringe libs lie and cover their hides and claim, oh, we're not a sanctuary city, even though they bragged about it 5 years ago. Watch.
And whereas white nationalists and xenophobes have been emboldened by some politicians and members of the media, and we recognize that our entire community, not just people of color and immigrants, is harmed by the existence of white supremacy in our community going unchallenged. And whereas our immigrant and undocumented neighbors, especially those of Latinx heritage, face daily fears and threats from individuals and institutions such as ICE, and whereas for the Athens community to be whole,